My beloved child, amid all the noise that has been pulling your heart in many directions, I am still here gently knocking, not with force, not with accusation, not with a voice that comes to frighten you. I come with a love that has never grown tired of reaching for you, even in the seasons when you looked away, even when you were too weary to answer, even when you thought silence meant I had stopped calling your name. Listen closely now. The door I am touching is not made of wood or stone. It is not somewhere far from you. It is the door of your own heart. It is the place where you decide whether you will remain guarded as before or open just enough for my light to enter. I do not break that door down. I do not force myself upon you. I stand near patient and faithful, waiting for the smallest honest response. My beloved child, you may think you must become better before you can open. You may think you must first clean every room within you, fix every weakness, understand every mistake, and prove that you are worthy of being loved. But I am not waiting for a polished version of you. I am waiting for the real you, the tired you, the hidden you, the one who still hopes even though hope has been wounded. I already know what is behind the door. I know the memories you do not talk about. I know the fears you cover with busyness. I know the questions that rise at night when the world grows quiet. I know the parts of you that feel unfinished, ashamed, confused, or afraid of being seen. None of that makes me turn away. I knock because I know what my love can heal. There is a tenderness in my invitation, but there is also weight in it. Do not miss this moment by treating it like another passing thought. Do not let the noise of the world carry you away before your soul has listened. Some moments are ordinary on the outside, but holy within. This is one of those moments. I am not merely giving you information. I am calling you closer. My beloved child, I have been near through more seasons than you realize. When you walked through the valley and wondered if anyone understood, I was there. When your prayers felt thin and your strength felt smaller than the day before, I was there. When you smiled in front of others while your heart quietly ached, I was there. My presence did not depend on your ability to feel it. Remember the shepherd who leaves the open field to search for the one sheep that wandered. That sheep did not find its way back by its own wisdom. It was found by love. It was carried by care. My beloved child, I am not ashamed to come after what belongs to me. Your wandering has not made you worthless. Your distance has not canceled my affection. Your hesitation has not erased my desire to bring you home. I know you have heard many voices. Some told you to protect yourself by becoming hard. Some told you that change is too risky. Some told you that you have already missed too much time. Some told you that if you open your heart again, you will only be disappointed again. But those voices do not carry my breath. They may sound familiar, but they do not carry life. My voice calls you without crushing you. My voice tells the truth without removing hope. My voice reaches the wound without making shame your name. When I knock, I am not asking you to pretend everything is fine. I am asking you to let me enter the place where it is not fine, because that is where healing must begin. My beloved child, you have kept parts of yourself locked away for so long that you may have forgotten what freedom feels like. You learn to survive behind the door. You learn to breathe quietly. You learn to lower your expectations so disappointment would not cut as deeply. But survival is not the fullness I created you for. I came that you may have life, and life that overflows from the inside. That life begins with opening. Not a perfect opening, not a dramatic opening, just a real one. A whisper, a pause, a turning of the heart, a simple prayer that says, Father, I am here. I do not know how to open everything, but I am willing to stop hiding from you. If you say that, my beloved child, I will meet you there. I will not rush into your heart with harshness. I will enter with mercy. I will sit with what has been broken. I will touch what has been hidden. I will restore what fear told you was beyond repair. I will remind you that your worth was never built on your performance, and your failures were never strong enough to stop my love. Look at the prodigal son. When he returned with empty hands and a wounded story, the father did not stand at the doorway counting his failures. He ran, he embraced, he restored. My beloved child, that is the heart I want you to see. Return is not measured by how far you wandered. Return begins the moment you turn your face toward home. So pause here. Let the noise fall away for a moment. Let your soul hear what your tired mind has been too busy to notice. I am still knocking. I am still loving. I am still calling, and only you can open this part of your heart to me. Do not be afraid of the quiet trembling you feel. That trembling is not weakness. It is the part of you recognizing that my love is closer than your defenses expected. Let it become the first movement of return. Let it become the first crack where light enters. I am patient with small beginnings, and I rejoice when one honest heart begins to open before me today with quiet and willing trust again. Do not miss it, my beloved child. This invitation is gentle, but it is not small. A door is before you. A holy choice is forming within you. And as you begin to recognize the love still knocking at your heart, you will understand that you are standing at a sacred crossroads, where what you choose now can begin to shape the direction of your soul. My beloved child, you are standing at a sacred crossroads, where what you choose now can begin to shape the direction of your soul. This is not a crossroads built with signs that everyone can see. It is quieter than that. It is a place inside you, where my voice is meeting your hesitation, where my invitation is touching the old habit of staying closed. I do not say this to frighten you. I say it because I love you enough to tell you when a moment matters. Some moments pass like ordinary hours, but some moments carry a weight heaven recognizes. This is one of those moments. You may have opened this message thinking it was another word of comfort, but I am using it as a gentle lamp before your feet. My beloved child, there are two directions before the heart. One keeps you moving as before, guarded, tired, familiar with heaviness, and afraid to hope too much. The other direction begins with a simple turning toward me. It may not explain everything at once. It may not remove every question immediately, but it opens your soul to light, and light always begins to change what it enters. I have set before my people life and death, blessing and curse, and I have called them to choose life. I speak that same tenderness over you now. Choose life, not because I am forcing your hand, but because I know what fear has been stealing from you. Choose life because you were not created to live half awake, half healed, half surrendered, and half convinced that nothing can become new. My beloved child, you may wonder what choosing life looks like today. It may not begin with a dramatic decision others can see. It may begin with honesty. It may begin when you stop pretending you are fine. It may begin when you admit that the door of your heart has been closed because pain taught you to protect yourself. It may begin when you whisper, "Father, I am tired of running from your love." That small turning matters. Do not underestimate it. A ship changes direction first by a small movement of the wheel. A morning begins with a thin line of light before the whole sky brightens. A soul returns not always by a grand speech, but by one sincere yes that rises from a wounded place. My beloved child, I am not asking you to choose between comfort and punishment. I am asking you to choose between staying hidden and being healed. I am asking you to choose whether the old fear will continue to lead or whether my love will be allowed to guide you into truth. You can keep walking the old road if you insist, but I have placed before you a better way. There are patterns you know too well. The pattern of delaying what your spirit already senses. The pattern of silencing your heart when it needs prayer. The pattern of returning to thoughts that make you feel small. The pattern of carrying guilt long after I have offered mercy. The pattern of listening to every voice except the one that speaks life. My beloved child, this crossroads is not about proving your worth. Your worth was already known to me. It is about deciding what voice will guide your next step. Will you continue following fear because it feels familiar, or will you follow my voice because it is true? Will you keep measuring your future by yesterday, or will you let me show you that grace can still open a road ahead? Remember the people of Israel at the edge of the promised land. The land I had prepared was before them, yet fear made many see only giants. The promise was real, but their hearts had to decide whose report they would believe. My beloved child, you too may see giants in front of you, memories, doubts, regrets, and questions. But giants do not cancel my promise. I do not deny that the road ahead may require courage. I do not pretend your fears are imaginary. I know the cost of trust when you have been disappointed. I know how difficult it is to open after you have been wounded, but I also know the life waiting on the other side of surrender. I know the peace that can enter when you stop arguing with my invitation. My beloved child, do not let delay disguise itself as wisdom forever. There is a holy patience, and there is also a fearful postponement. Holy patience rests in my timing. Fearful postponement avoids my voice. I will help you know the difference. When I call you to wait, peace will guard you. When fear tells you to wait, heaviness will slowly close around your heart. Today I am asking you to become still enough to notice what is happening inside you. Is your heart softening? Is something in you recognizing my call? Is there a quiet ache that says I cannot keep living the same way? Do not ignore that. That ache may be the place where grace is beginning to awaken what disappointment tried to put to sleep. My beloved child, I am not far from this threshold. I am standing with you here. I am not behind you condemning what has been. I am not ahead of you demanding that you run. I am beside you, asking for your hand. If you take one step toward me, you will find that my mercy has already moved toward you. The prodigal son did not return with strength, proof, or perfect words. He returned with humility, and his father ran toward him before the speech could be completed. Let that picture settle into your heart. I am not waiting to shame you at the crossroads. I am waiting to welcome you into the road of return. So choose life, my beloved child. Choose openness instead of hiding. Choose truth instead of numbness. Choose prayer instead of isolation. Choose surrender instead of endless self-protection. Choose the narrow door of trust, even if your steps are slow. I will not despise slow steps taken honestly toward me. Do not rush past the stirring within you today. The world will tell you to keep scrolling, keep running, keep distracting yourself from the ache. But I am asking you to stop long enough to recognize that your soul is being called. A crossroads is not only a place of decision, it is a place where mercy meets your freedom and asks for your yes. This moment is sacred because your heart is being invited to move, not forced invited, not threatened awakened, not condemned called. You can keep letting noise decide for you, or you can pause and let my voice become clear again. And as you stand here at this sacred crossroads, the next question becomes simple but important. Which voice will you choose to follow? Not every voice that speaks to you carries life. Not every thought that sounds familiar comes from me. Listen closely, my beloved child, because the path of life begins when you choose the voice that carries life. My beloved child, the path of life begins when you choose the voice that carries life. Not every voice that speaks to you is sent to lead you. Not every thought that rises within you deserves your agreement. Some voices sound familiar because you have heard them for many years, but familiarity does not make them true. There are voices that pull you into fear, voices that remind you of every failure but never mention my mercy. Voices that tell you to protect yourself by closing your heart. Voices that say change is too late, healing is impossible, and your future will only repeat your past. My beloved child, those voices may be loud, but they do not carry life. My voice is different. My voice may correct you, but it will not crush you. My voice may uncover what is hidden, but it will not leave you in shame. My voice may call you away from what is familiar, but it will never abandon you on the road. When I speak truth and hope walk together, light and mercy arrive together, direction and peace begin to rise together. I want you to learn the sound of my voice again. You have lived in so much noise that your soul has sometimes struggled to recognize what is mine. The noise of comparison, the noise of regret, the noise of other people's expectations, the noise of old wounds trying to explain your whole life, the noise of hurry, the noise of fear pretending to be wisdom. My beloved child, come out from that noise for a moment. Let your heart become still. I am not asking you to empty your mind into nothing. I am asking you to make room for truth. I am asking you to let my word become the lamp that shows the next step even when the whole road is not yet visible. Remember Samuel in the night. He heard a voice calling his name, but at first he did not understand that I was the one speaking. He ran to what was familiar. He thought the sound belonged to Eli, but when he learned to answer, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening," a new direction opened before him. My beloved child, sacred guidance often begins when the heart becomes willing to listen. Samuel did not understand everything before he responded. He did not need a complete map. He did not need to feel important. He needed a listening heart. That is what I am seeking in you today. Not a heart that knows all answers, but a heart that is willing to pause and receive. There are many voices competing for your attention. Some tell you to hurry. Some tell you to give up. Some tell you to stay bitter, because bitterness feels like protection. Some tell you to prove your worth until you are exhausted. Some tell you that if people fail to love you, well, then you must be unworthy of love. My beloved child, do not build your life on voices that leave your soul emptier. The voice that carries life will not always be the easiest voice. Sometimes it will ask you to forgive when anger still feels justified. Sometimes it will ask you to rest when striving feels safer. Sometimes it will ask you to speak truth when silence has become your hiding place. Sometimes it will ask you to walk away from something your emotions still crave. But even then, my voice leads toward freedom, not bondage. How will you know my voice? My voice will agree with my word. My voice will draw you toward light. My voice will never tell you that you are beyond mercy. My voice will never ask you to become cruel, proud, or hopeless. My voice will call you beloved even while guiding you into change. My voice will touch the wound, but only to heal it. My beloved child, when confusion rises, return to what is written. Let my word test every whisper. When the lie says you are alone, remember I will never leave you nor forsake you. When the lie says your past has the final word, remember I make all things new. When the lie says you are too weak, remember my power is made perfect in weakness. Truth is not fragile. Truth can stand in the storm. Do not allow every thought to become your teacher. Some thoughts must be rejected at the door. Some feelings must be brought into my light before they are allowed to guide you. Feelings can reveal pain, but they cannot always reveal truth. Fear can feel urgent and still be wrong. Shame can feel convincing and still be a lie. My beloved child, learn to pause before agreeing. Say to me, Father, help me know what comes from you. Teach me to recognize the difference between conviction and condemnation, between wisdom and fear, between peace and numbness, between your invitation and the pressure of people. I will answer that prayer. I love to guide the heart that sincerely wants truth. My beloved child, the voice you choose will shape the direction you walk. If you listen to fear long enough, you will begin to call hiding safety. If you listen to shame long enough, you will begin to call yourself by names I never gave you. If you listen to my voice, you will begin to remember who you are, and the path beneath your feet will grow brighter. You do not need to hear me perfectly before you begin. You need to turn toward me honestly. Start with stillness. Start with scripture. Start with one sincere prayer. Start by refusing the lie that keeps returning. Start by asking whether the voice you hear produces life, peace, truth, humility, and love. You may wonder if you have missed my voice too many times. You have not. I am patient with the child who is learning. A shepherd does not abandon the sheep because it needed to hear the call again. I will keep teaching you. I will keep drawing you. Each time you return to my word, your hearing becomes clearer, and the noise that once ruled your heart begins to lose its throne day by day with steady grace. My beloved child, I am still speaking. I speak through my word. I speak through quiet conviction. I speak through peace that remains when fear loses its authority. I speak through wise correction, through holy comfort, through the gentle stirring that leads you back to me. Do not let the world be louder than your shepherd. Choose the voice that carries life. Choose the voice that calls you home. Choose the voice that tells the truth without taking away hope. Choose the voice that knows your name, your wounds, your questions, and your unfinished places. And as you learn to listen to me above every other sound, you will discover that I have heard more than the words you speak. I have heard the cries you never voiced, the questions you buried, and the prayers that never made it past your lips. My beloved child, I heard what you never spoke aloud. My beloved child, I heard what you never spoke aloud. I heard the cries that stayed trapped behind your smile. I heard the questions you swallowed because you feared being judged. I heard the prayers that never became complete sentences, the sighs that rose when your strength was gone. You may think only spoken words reach me, but I hear the language of the heart. I hear the trembling beneath your silence. I hear the ache behind your patience. I hear the grief you managed alone, the disappointment you covered with busyness, and the fear you hid. My beloved child, I was not distant in those moments. I was not watching from far away while you struggled beneath invisible weight. I was near. I was close when the room felt empty. I was close when night stretched longer than your hope. I was close when you wondered if your tears had any meaning. You have asked questions you were afraid to say out loud. Why did this happen? Why did they leave? Why did the door close? Why did the healing take so long? Why did I have to carry so much when I was already tired? My beloved child, I did not turn away from those questions. I held them with tenderness because they came from a wounded place. There were days when you felt as if you were breaking quietly. No one saw the pressure building inside you. No one heard the way your thoughts circled the same pain again and again. No one knew how much strength it took just to continue, but I knew. I saw the battles that never appeared on your face. I saw the courage hidden in your ordinary steps. The world often notices loud strength, but I notice hidden endurance. I notice when you keep going while your heart is tired. I notice when you choose kindness, even though you are aching. I notice when you keep your faith from going cold, even if all you can offer me is a whisper. My beloved child, that whisper matters to me. Remember Hannah, who came before me with a heart so heavy that her lips moved while her voice could barely be heard. Others misunderstood her pain, but I did not. I received the prayer beneath the words. I saw the longing that had lived in her soul for years. Her silence was not empty before me. It was full of need, surrender, and a hope that had not completely died. So it is with you. Even when you do not know how to pray, I understand what your soul is trying to say. When your mind is too tired to form the right words, your tears still speak. When your heart can only say, Father, help me, that is enough for me to enter the place where you feel weakest. Every hidden ache has been seen by me, and every quiet surrender has reached my heart. I know the places where your strength ended, and I know how to begin gentle restoration there again today. My beloved child, do not be ashamed of your hidden pain. Pain kept secret from people is not hidden from me. The wound you cannot explain is still known by me. The loneliness that visits even when you are surrounded by others is not invisible to me. I know the entire story, including the parts you have never been able to share. I know what you lost. I know what you hoped would happen. I know the words that wounded you. I know the silence that felt like rejection. I know the prayers you stopped praying because you were afraid disappointment would come again. I know the way you have sometimes blamed yourself for things you could not control. My beloved child, I am not here to deepen that blame. I am here to bring truth where shame has been speaking. I am here to touch the place where you still think you should have been stronger. You were never meant to heal yourself by pretending the wound was not there. Come to me with what has never been spoken. Bring me the grief that has no clean explanation. Bring me the anger you were afraid to admit. Bring me the confusion that makes prayer feel difficult. Bring me the parts of your story that still feel unfinished. I can hold it without turning away. My beloved child, I do not require beautiful words from a broken heart. I require honesty. A broken and contrite heart I will not despise. When you come to me truthfully, even with trembling, you are not rejected. You are received. You are not pushed away. You are drawn near. You are held with compassion. There is no tear too small for my attention. There is no wound too old for my hand. There is no hidden place so dark that my light cannot enter it. I do not only comfort the surface. I go deeper to the place where fear first began to speak. My beloved child, sometimes healing begins when you stop performing strength before me. You do not need to stand in my presence pretending you are fine. I already know. Let the mask fall. Let the silence become prayer. Let the tears become surrender. Let the honest ache become the place where my mercy meets you. I am near to the brokenhearted. I save those who are crushed in spirit. That promise is not far from you. It is for the part of you that still feels tender when certain memories return. It is for the part of you that keeps asking whether I was there. Yes, my beloved child, I was there. I am here. I was there when you felt alone. I was there when the answer did not come when you expected. I was there when your heart tried to grow numb because feeling too much became exhausting. I was there when you kept waking up and continuing, though you did not feel brave. My presence was not absent because your pain was loud. Listen to me. What you could not speak, I heard. What you could not explain, I understood. What you could not carry, I carried with you. And now I am inviting you to let me do more than witness pain. I want to heal it, reshape it, and bring life from the places you thought only loss could live. My beloved child, do not hide from the tenderness of this moment. You are safe with me. The story you could not tell is not too much for my love. The ache you buried is not too deep for my mercy. The tears you wiped away are not forgotten in my sight. And as you begin to believe that I have heard every unspoken cry, I want you to understand the next truth with a steady heart. The pain you carried was not meant to destroy you. It may have wounded you, stretched you, and brought you to places you did not understand. But in my hands, even pain can become the soil where healing, wisdom, and new life begin to grow. My beloved child, the pain you carried was not meant to destroy you. It may have wounded you, stretched you, and brought you to places you did not understand, but in my hands, even pain can become the soil where healing, wisdom, and new life begin to grow. I know this is not easy to receive. When pain is fresh, it does not feel like soil. It feels like a weight on the chest. It feels like a dark room with no window. It feels like a question that keeps returning, asking why, asking how long, asking whether anything good can still come from what broke your heart. My beloved child, I do not dismiss those questions. I do not speak to you as though your tears were small. I know what you endured mattered. I know the disappointment was real. I know the loss changed the way you looked at people, at yourself, and sometimes even at me. But I want you to hear this gently. Pain is not powerful enough to cancel my purpose. What hurt you did not surprise me. What shook you did not remove you from my care. What seemed like an ending did not erase the story I am still writing. You may only see the fracture, but I see the place where my light can enter. You may only see what was taken, but I see what can be rebuilt with greater truth, deeper compassion, and steadier faith. My beloved child, some wounds teach the heart to close. My love teaches the heart how to heal without becoming hard. I do not want your pain to turn you into someone who cannot trust, cannot feel, cannot hope, and cannot receive. I want to meet you inside the very place you thought would always remain tender, and I want to show you that tenderness can survive without becoming weakness. There is a kind of strength that is born only after the soul has been honest before me. Not the strength that pretends nothing happened, not the strength that hides behind religious words. I am speaking of the strength that says, Father, this hurt me, but I still place it in your hands. I do not know how you will redeem it, but I believe you are not finished here. Remember Peter, my beloved child. He loved my son, yet in the hour of fear he denied knowing him. His failure was public in heaven, painful in his own heart, and heavy with shame. He wept bitterly because he knew what had happened. Yet that failure was not allowed to become his final name. Later by the shore, my son did not return to Peter with contempt. He returned with restoration. Do you see my heart in that? I do not come to the wounded place only to point at what went wrong. I come to ask, do you still love me? I come to rebuild calling where shame tried to build a grave. I come to feed the place that thought it had disqualified itself forever. Peter's pain became a doorway into humility, and his humility became a place where courage could grow again. My beloved child, your pain can become a doorway too. Not because pain itself is good, but because I am good. Not because betrayal, loss, disappointment, or delay were holy in themselves, but because I am able to enter what harmed you and bring forth something that harm could never create on its own. Do not confuse being wounded with being abandoned. Do not confuse being delayed with being rejected. Do not confuse being refined with being punished. Gold does not understand the fire, yet the fire reveals what is precious. A seed does not understand the darkness of the soil, yet hiddenness becomes the place where roots begin. My beloved child, I know how to work in places where you only see pressure. Some of what you call breaking was actually a stripping away of false supports. Some of what you call loss became the place where you learned that my presence is enough. Some of what you call loneliness became the quiet room where you began to hear me again. I do not waste what you bring to me. I do not ignore the pieces. I gather them with mercy. My beloved child, I am not asking you to celebrate what hurt you. I am asking you to trust that what hurt you does not have the final authority. The wound may be part of your story, but it is not the author. The past may explain some of your tears, but it cannot command your future unless you keep surrendering your identity to it. Let me teach you to look back without living there. Let me teach you to remember without being chained. Let me teach you to grieve without losing hope. There is a holy way to heal, and it begins when you stop asking pain to define what only my love has the right to name. My beloved child, you are not ruined. You are being restored. You are not forgotten. You are being formed. You are not too wounded for purpose. Some of the deepest light in you will shine through places that once made you feel ashamed. Others will one day receive comfort because you allowed me to comfort you. Others will find courage because you let me rebuild yours. I have seen every tear. I have held every season. I have been present in every chapter you could not understand. Even when you thought nothing was happening, I was working beneath the surface like roots, strengthening in the dark before a tree can stand through stronger winds. So bring me the pain without pretending. Bring me the memory without fear. Bring me the disappointment, the questions, the ache, the silence, the places where trust feels thin. I am gentle enough to hold them and powerful enough to transform them. My beloved child, pain was not meant to destroy you. In my hands it can become preparation, depth, wisdom, compassion, and a witness of grace. But to receive that, you must stop demanding that every answer appear before you take the next step. Healing often begins before explanation arrives. Trust often grows before understanding becomes clear. I know the mind wants a clear reason before it rests. It wants a timeline, a meaning, a guarantee that nothing will hurt again. But my peace does not wait until every question is solved. My peace meets you while questions still stand and teaches your heart that my presence is safer than full understanding. I will not rush you. I will walk with you slowly, patiently, and faithfully until fear loosens its grip and hope can breathe again within you today, beloved. And this is where I am leading you now. Not into denial, but into deeper faith. Not into pretending, but into surrender. Not into having every reason explained, but into knowing that I am still good, still near, and still working. My beloved child, the next step is not to understand everything. The next step is to move deeper into faith, not explanation. My beloved child, the next step is to move deeper into faith, not explanation. I know your heart wants answers. I know your mind searches for reasons, patterns, timelines, and proof that the pain had meaning. You want to understand why the door closed, why the prayer seemed delayed, why the person left, why the season felt so heavy. I do not condemn that desire. Questions are not enemies when they are brought to me with honesty. But I want you to understand this gently. If you wait until every question is answered before you trust me, your feet may remain at the edge of the road I am calling you to walk. Faith does not mean you have no questions. Faith means you choose my hand while questions still remain. My beloved child, explanation can comfort the mind for a moment, but my presence sustains the soul. There are things you will understand later that you cannot carry clearly now. There are answers that would not heal you yet, because your heart is still tender and your strength is still being restored. I am not withholding out of cruelty. I am guiding you with wisdom. Think of Abraham when I called him to leave what was familiar and go to a land I would show him. I did not place the whole map in his hands. I gave him a promise and a direction. He had to walk before he understood the full shape of the journey. My beloved child, that is often how faith begins. Not with complete explanation, but with a trust strong enough to take the next step. You may want certainty before movement. I often give peace before certainty. You may want the full story before surrender. I often give enough light for the next step, then ask you to walk with me. A lamp does not reveal the whole road at once. It gives light where your foot must land now. My beloved child, I am not asking you to silence your heart. Bring me your why. Bring me your confusion. Bring me the questions that feel too heavy to carry alone. But after you bring them, do not build your home there. Do not let why become the room where your soul lives forever. Let it become a doorway into deeper trust. There is a difference between seeking wisdom and demanding control. Wisdom says, "Father, teach me." Control says, "I will not move until I understand everything." Wisdom opens the heart. Control tightens the fist. Wisdom can receive peace. Control keeps searching until it becomes exhausted. My beloved child, I am inviting you out of exhaustion and into trust. Faith is not blind in the way fear imagines. Faith sees me. Faith remembers my character when circumstances feel unclear. Faith says, I do not know the whole path, but I know the one who leads me. Faith says, I cannot explain this chapter, but I will not accuse the author of abandoning the story. Remember Mary when the angel brought a message that was larger than anything she could understand. Her future changed in a single holy moment. She did not receive every detail. She did not know every difficulty that would come. Yet her heart answered, let it be to me according to your word. My beloved child, surrender opened the way for the miraculous to take form. Your yes may feel small. It may tremble. It may come through tears. It may sound like, Father, I do not understand, but I trust you. Do not despise that kind of yes. Heaven does not measure surrender by how confident it sounds. I see the cost behind it. I know what it means when a wounded heart chooses trust instead of retreat. My beloved child, the enemy wants you trapped in endless analysis. He wants you to replay the same wound until your faith grows tired. He wants you to confuse delay with denial and silence with absence. He wants you to believe that if you cannot explain my ways, then I must not be working, but I am working in places your eyes cannot enter. Seeds do not see the harvest while they are hidden in soil. A child in the womb does not understand the world being prepared outside. Clay on the wheel does not understand the vessel taking shape beneath the potter's hands. My beloved child, hidden work is still work. Unseen formation is still grace. Do not mistake quiet seasons for empty seasons. I have done some of my deepest work in silence. I formed strength in David before the throne. I prepared Moses in the wilderness before the deliverance. I shaped Joseph in hidden places before the palace. If I am asking you to trust me without full explanation, it is because I am forming something deeper than quick answers. My beloved child, you do not need to know how every piece will fit. You need to stay close enough to hear me. When confusion rises, return to my presence. When fear asks for proof, return to my promise. When the past demands an explanation, return to my faithfulness. I have carried you through days you thought would break you, and I will carry you again. Let your prayer become simple. Father, lead me. Father, steady me. Father, help me trust what I cannot yet understand. Father, keep my heart soft while I wait. Father, do not let my need for answers become stronger than my desire for you. I will answer that prayer, not always by explaining everything at once, but by giving you peace that cannot be produced by human reasoning. I will strengthen you while the path is still unfolding. I will guide you through the fog one step at a time. I will teach your spirit to rest before your mind has collected every reason. My beloved child, step deeper into faith, not explanation. This does not mean you stop thinking. It means you stop letting unanswered questions become your master. It means you give me permission to lead beyond what you can measure. It means you choose relationship over control, trust over panic, and presence over endless mental striving. Do not be afraid of the unknown when I am with you in it. The unknown is not empty when my presence fills it. The road ahead may not be fully visible, but my hand is not uncertain. My love is not guessing. My timing is not confused. I know where I am leading you. Even now, I am not asking you to be strong without me. I am asking you to lean closer and to discover that faith becomes steady when love holds it. And as you move deeper into faith, I must also prepare you for what rises against faith. Not every doubt is harmless. Not every fear comes only from your pain. There are unseen forces that try to pull the heart away from trust, away from light, away from the voice of life. Listen carefully, my beloved child. A battle is forming in the unseen realm, but you do not need to be afraid because I am already with you. My beloved child, a battle is forming in the unseen realm, but you do not need to be afraid because I am already with you. I am not telling you this to make your heart tremble. I am telling you because love does not leave you unaware. Love opens your eyes gently so you can stand in truth instead of drifting in confusion. There are movements around your life that your physical eyes cannot measure. There are pressures that come through thoughts, weariness, temptation, distraction, and old wounds. Not every heavy feeling is only emotion. Not every discouraging whisper is only your own mind. Sometimes darkness speaks in small, familiar sentences, hoping you will accept them as truth. My beloved child, the battle often begins quietly. It does not always arrive like a storm. Sometimes it arrives as a thought that says you are too late. Sometimes it sounds like nothing will change. Sometimes it tells you that your prayer is useless, your healing is impossible, and your returning to me will not matter. These words may feel personal, but they are not from my heart. My voice does not push you into despair. My voice may awaken you, but it will not bury you. My voice may warn you, but it will also strengthen you. My voice may expose the trap, but it will always show the way out. The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but my Son came that you may have life full, restored, and overflowing. This is why you must guard your heart. Not because you should live suspicious of everything, but because what enters your heart shapes the direction of your life. A garden left unguarded will not only grow flowers, it will also grow weeds. A mind left open to every lie will eventually begin to repeat what darkness planted. My beloved child, you are too precious to live unguarded. Do not let fear become your counselor. Do not let shame become your teacher. Do not let exhaustion become your prophet. When a voice makes you want to hide from me, question it. When a thought tells you there is no mercy left, reject it. When a memory tries to define your whole identity, bring it into my light. Remember Nehemiah when he was rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem. The work was holy, but opposition came. Some mocked him. Some tried to distract him. Some tried to make him afraid enough to stop building. Yet he answered with focus, saying that he was doing a great work and could not come down. My beloved child, that is the posture I want to form in you. You are rebuilding something too. Trust, prayer, identity, peace, a heart that once felt broken, a life that once felt scattered. And because rebuilding matters, there will be voices that try to pull you down from the wall. Do not answer every accusation. Do not chase every distraction. Stay with the work I have placed before you. My beloved child, spiritual battle is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is the daily choice to keep praying when you feel numb. It is the decision to forgive without returning to bondage. It is choosing truth when your feelings are loud. It is resting instead of striving to prove you are worthy. It is opening scripture when worry wants to lead your thoughts. You do not fight this battle by panic. You fight by remaining in me. You fight by listening. You fight by truth. You fight by refusing to agree with lies that once felt normal. You fight by returning to prayer before bitterness becomes a home in you. You fight by saying, Father, keep my heart clean, keep my eyes open, keep my feet on your path. My beloved child, the enemy often attacks the place where my calling is growing. If peace is being restored, confusion may try to rise. If courage is awakening, fear may speak louder for a season. If your heart is softening, old pain may try to close it again. Do not assume this means you are failing. Sometimes resistance comes because freedom is near. Remember when my son told Peter that the enemy desired to sift him like wheat, but he also said that he had prayed for him. Peter did stumble, but he was not abandoned. His fall was not the end. My beloved child, even when the battle exposes weakness, my intercession is greater than your weakness. I know how to restore what fear tried to scatter. Do not be surprised when old lies try to return after you have begun to heal. A chain that is losing its hold may rattle loudly. A shadow that is being pushed back by light may appear fierce for a moment. But darkness is not stronger because it is loud. My light does not argue with darkness. It shines and darkness must retreat. I want you to become alert without becoming anxious, watchful but not fearful, serious but not heavy, aware but still at peace. The battle is real, but it is not greater than me. The unseen realm is active, but heaven is not silent. My angels are not confused. My spirit is not weak. My word is not fragile. My authority has not changed. My beloved child, stand where I place you. Do not run back to numbness. Do not surrender your mind to thoughts I never gave you. Do not let loneliness make you reach for what once wounded you. Do not let pressure make you doubt what I have spoken. The ground beneath you is not your strength. The ground beneath you is my faithfulness. There will be moments when you must choose whose report you will believe. The report of fear or the report of my promise, the report of old wounds or the report of my healing, the report of darkness or the report of my light. Choose truth again and again, even when your voice shakes. And when you feel weak, do not hide. Come closer. Weakness brought to me becomes a place of protection. Confusion brought to me becomes a place of guidance. Fear brought to me becomes a place where courage can be formed. I am not ashamed of your trembling. I am near to teach you how to stand. My beloved child, this battle is not meant to make you panic. It is meant to awaken you. You are not helpless. You are not abandoned. You are not without covering. I have already provided what you need to stand, to discern, and to keep walking in the light. I will teach your hands to hold truth and your heart to remain calm, while my light surrounds every step you take slowly forward. So lift your eyes, guard your heart, return to my word, stay close to my presence. The battle forming around you is real, but so is the strength I have placed within your reach. And now, as your heart becomes awake and steady, I will show you how to stand. Put on the armor I have given you, my beloved child, and you will not face the unseen battle empty-handed. My beloved child, put on the armor I have given you, and you will not face the unseen battle empty-handed. I have not called you to stand in your strength. I have not asked you to fight darkness with panic, pride, or fear. I have prepared covering for your heart, truth for your mind, and strength for every step you must take. The battle is real, but so is my provision. Do not look at what rises against you and forget what I have placed upon you. Do not measure the size of the pressure and ignore the weight of my presence. I never awaken you to the battle without also showing you how to stand. My beloved child, my armor is not made of metal. It is made of truth that cannot be broken, righteousness that guards the heart, peace that steadies the feet, faith that lifts like a shield, salvation that protects the mind, my word that cuts through lies, and prayer that keeps you close to me. These are not religious ideas. They are living gifts for the days when your soul feels surrounded. Put on truth first. Truth will hold you when feelings shift. Truth will remind you that you are loved when shame speaks loudly. Truth will tell you that I am near when fear says you are alone. Truth will say that your story is not over, even when disappointment tries to close the book. My beloved child, truth is a belt around your inner life, holding together what fear tries to scatter. Put on righteousness. Not the kind that makes you proud, but the kind that comes from walking with me. Let your heart be guarded by what is clean, honest, humble, and surrendered. When the enemy accuses you, do not answer from your record. Answer from my mercy. I am the one who cleanses, restores, and teaches you to walk differently. A guarded heart does not mean a hard heart. It means a heart kept close to my light. Put on the shoes of peace. I know the world wants you restless. It wants you always reacting, always defending, always running after what drains you. But my peace gives your steps another rhythm. It teaches you to move without panic. It teaches you to pause before speaking. It teaches you to leave certain battles in my hands. My beloved child, peace is not weakness. Peace is the strength of a heart that knows who holds tomorrow. Lift the shield of faith. There will be fiery arrows. Doubt will come. Old memories will come. Sudden fear will come. The thought that says you will never change may come again. But faith rises and says, I belong to the Lord. Faith says, I do not understand everything, but I know my Father is faithful. Faith does not deny the arrow. Faith refuses to let the arrow enter and build a throne inside you. Take the helmet of salvation. Guard your mind. Do not let condemnation rule your thoughts. You are not saved by your ability to be perfect. You are held by grace. Let that truth cover your thinking. When your mind returns to old failures, bring it back to what I have done. When your thoughts say you are lost, remember you have been called by name. My beloved child, salvation is not a fragile hope. It is my finished work holding you. Take the sword of my word. When lies speak, do not only feel sad, answer with truth. When fear says, you are alone, speak what I have promised. When temptation says, the old way is safer, speak what I have made new. When shame says you are too far gone, speak that mercy is still reaching for you. My word is living. It does not merely comfort you, it cuts the root of deception. And pray. Do not treat prayer as a last attempt when everything else fails. Prayer is how you breathe with me in the battle. Pray when you feel strong. Pray when you feel weak. Pray when you know what to say. Pray when all you can whisper is, Father, stay near. I hear even that. My beloved child, remember David when Saul tried to dress him in armor that did not fit. It looked powerful to others, but David could not move in it. He stepped away from what human confidence offered and went forward with trust in me. He carried what seemed small, but his faith was not small. The giant looked greater to the crowd, but not to me. So do not wear armor I never gave you. Do not wear anger and call it protection. Do not wear numbness and call it peace. Do not wear control and call it wisdom. Do not wear pride and call it strength. Those coverings become heavy and keep your heart from moving freely. Put on what comes from me, and you will stand with a spirit that remains clear. My beloved child, you do not need to imitate someone else's faith. I know how to train you in the way you should stand. The armor I give fits the person I created you to be. I know your wounds. I know your fears. I know the places where you feel exposed. I also know how to cover you there with patience and power. When the day feels heavy, put on truth. When your heart feels accused, put on mercy. When your mind feels crowded, put on salvation. When your steps feel uncertain, put on peace. When fear comes quickly, lift faith. When lies return, speak my word. When loneliness tries to close around you, you pray and remember that I am already near. This is not something you do once and forget. Each day come to me. Each day let me clothe your heart again. Each day refuse to walk uncovered into battles I already know how to help you face. You are not careless when you prepare. You are wise. You are not fearful when you stay watchful. You are discerning. My beloved child, the armor does not remove your need for me. It draws you closer to me. Every piece points back to my presence. Truth is mine. Righteousness is mine. Peace is mine. Faith rests in me. Salvation comes from me. The word is my voice. Prayer is your open door to my heart. Do you see? I am not only giving you protection, I am giving you myself. So stand, but do not stand alone in your imagination. Stand in me. Walk, but do not walk as if you must carry the battle alone. Walk with me. Resist, but do not resist by becoming hard. Resist by remaining rooted in love, truth, and obedience. And when you have put on the armor I have given you, remember where your safety rests. Armor teaches you to stand, but refuge teaches you to breathe. The battle may be around you, yet your soul must know where to return. Come back to me, my beloved child. Let me be more than your strength in battle. Let me be your true refuge when your heart needs rest. My beloved child, put on the armor I have given you, and you will not face the unseen battle empty-handed. I have not called you to stand in your strength. I have not asked you to fight darkness with panic, pride, or fear. I have prepared covering for your heart, truth for your mind, and strength for every step you must take. The battle is real, but so is my provision. Do not look at what rises against you and forget what I have placed upon you. Do not measure the size of the pressure and ignore the weight of my presence. I never awaken you to the battle without also showing you how to stand. My beloved child, my armor is not made of metal. It is made of truth that cannot be broken, righteousness that guards the heart, peace that steadies the feet, faith that lifts like a shield, salvation that protects the mind, my word that cuts through lies, and prayer that keeps you close to me. These are not religious ideas. They are living gifts for the days when your soul feels surrounded. Put on truth first. Truth will hold you when feelings shift. Truth will remind you that you are loved when shame speaks loudly. Truth will tell you that I am near when fear says you are alone. Truth will say that your story is not over even when disappointment tries to close the book. My beloved child, truth is a belt around your inner life, holding together what fear tries to scatter. Put on righteousness, not the kind that makes you proud, but the kind that comes from walking with me. Let your heart be guarded by what is clean, honest, humble, and surrendered. When the enemy accuses you, do not answer from your record. Answer from my mercy. I am the one who cleanses, restores, and teaches you to walk differently. A guarded heart does not mean a hard heart. It means a heart kept close to my light. Put on the shoes of peace. I know the world wants you restless. It wants you always reacting, always defending, always running after what drains you. But my peace gives your steps another rhythm. It teaches you to move without panic. It teaches you to pause before speaking. It teaches you to leave certain battles in my hands. My beloved child, peace is not weakness. Peace is the strength of a heart that knows who holds tomorrow. Lift the shield of faith. There will be fiery arrows. Doubt will come. Old memories will come. Sudden fear will come. The thought that says you will never change may come again. But faith rises and says, I belong to the Lord. Faith says, I do not understand everything, but I know my Father is faithful. Faith does not deny the arrow. Faith refuses to let the arrow enter and build a throne inside you. Take the helmet of salvation. Guard your mind. Do not let condemnation rule your thoughts. You are not saved by your ability to be perfect. You are held by grace. Let that truth cover your thinking. When your mind returns to old failures, bring it back to what I have done. When your thoughts say you are lost, remember, you have been called by name. My beloved child, salvation is not a fragile hope. It is my finished work holding you. Take the sword of my word. When lies speak, do not only feel sad. Answer with truth. When fear says you are alone, speak what I have promised. When temptation says the old way is safer, speak what I have made new. When shame says you are too far gone, speak that mercy is still reaching for you. My word is living. It does not merely comfort you, it cuts the root of deception. And pray. Do not treat prayer as a last attempt when everything else fails. Prayer is how you breathe with me in the battle. Pray when you feel strong. Pray when you feel weak. Pray when you know what to say. Pray when all you can whisper is, Father, stay near. I hear even that. My beloved child, remember David when Saul tried to dress him in armor that did not fit. It looked powerful to others, but David could not move in it. He stepped away from what human confidence offered and went forward with trust in me. He carried what seemed small, but his faith was not small. The giant looked greater to the crowd, but not to me. So do not wear armor I never gave you. Do not wear anger and call it protection. Do not wear numbness and call it peace. Do not wear control and call it wisdom. Do not wear pride and call it strength. Those coverings become heavy and keep your heart from moving freely. Put on what comes from me, and you will stand with a spirit that remains clear. My beloved child, you do not need to imitate someone else's faith. I know how to train you in the way you should stand. The armor I give fits the person I created you to be. I know your wounds. I know your fears. I know the places where you feel exposed. I also know how to cover you there with patience and power. When the day feels heavy, put on truth. When your heart feels accused, put on mercy. When your mind feels crowded, put on salvation. When your steps feel uncertain, put on peace. When fear comes quickly, lift faith. When lies return, speak my word. When loneliness tries to close around you, pray, and remember that I am already near. This is not something you do once and forget. Each day come to me. Each day let me clothe your heart again. Each day refuse to walk uncovered into battles I already know how to help you face. You are not careless when you prepare. You are wise. You are not fearful when you stay watchful. You are discerning. My beloved child, the armor does not remove your need for me. It draws you closer to me. Every piece points back to my presence. Truth is mine. Righteousness is mine. Peace is mine. Faith rests in me. Salvation comes from me. The word is my voice. Prayer is your open door to my heart. Do you see? I am not only giving you protection, I am giving you myself. So stand, but do not stand alone in your imagination. Stand in me. Walk, but do not walk as if you must carry the battle alone. Walk with me. Resist, but do not resist by becoming hard. Resist by remaining rooted in love, truth, and obedience. And when you have put on the armor I have given you, remember where your safety rests. Armor teaches you to stand, but refuge teaches you to breathe. The battle may be around you, yet your soul must know where to return. Come back to me, my beloved child. Let me be more than your strength in battle. Let me be your true refuge when your heart needs rest. My beloved child, you have never been a burden to me. Your tears do not exhaust me. Your questions do not drive me away. Your weakness does not make me regret loving you. The refuge I offer is not given with reluctance. It flows from delight because you are mine, and I have always wanted your heart to rest safely in my love. I know you have learned to hide your needs. You have learned to measure your words before speaking, to keep your pain quiet, to smile when your heart felt heavy, to say you were fine because you did not want to trouble anyone. You have carried the fear that if people saw how tired you really were, they might turn away. My beloved child, I am not like those who grow impatient with your need. I do not love you only when you are strong, useful, cheerful, and easy to understand. I do not draw near only when your faith feels steady and your prayers sound beautiful. I draw near because you are my child. Your need does not push me back. It opens a place where my tenderness can meet you. You may have believed that coming to me again with the same wound would disappoint me. You may have thought I should be healed by now. I should understand by now. I should not still feel this weakness. But I do not speak to you with the harsh voice of shame. I speak with the patience of a father who knows healing has layers, and I am willing to walk through each layer with you. My beloved child, do not apologize for needing mercy. Mercy is not something I offer with a sigh. Mercy is part of my heart. Do not apologize for needing comfort. I am the God of all comfort. Do not apologize for needing direction. I am the shepherd who leads. Do not apologize for needing strength. I am the one who renews the weary. Think of a child who wakes in the night frightened by darkness. A loving parent does not say, "Why are you afraid again?" A loving parent comes near, sits beside the bed, and stays until peace returns. My beloved child, I know how to sit with you in the night. I know how to quiet the fear that words cannot fully explain. I know how to stay. Remember Bartimaeus sitting by the road, blind and surrounded by noise. When he cried out for mercy, many told him to be quiet. They treated his need like an interruption. But my son stopped. He heard the cry others wanted silenced. He called him closer. My beloved child, that is, my heart toward you. What others dismiss I hear. What others call too much I receive. Your cry is not an inconvenience to heaven. Your ache is not an unwanted sound. Your reaching is not shameful. When you call to me, I do not say, "Not again." I do not say, "You should have solved this already." I stop with compassion. I turn with love. I invite you closer, because the cry for mercy is precious to me. My beloved child, you have spent too long trying to become small enough not to bother anyone. You have lowered your voice, hidden your needs, swallowed your grief, and told yourself you must be strong alone. But love does not ask you to disappear. My love makes room for all of you. The weary part, the confused part, the hopeful part, the part still afraid to trust. Come to me without editing yourself. Do not clean up your prayers until they no longer sound honest. Do not make your pain polite before bringing it to me. I can receive the trembling words, the unfinished sentences, the silence, the tears, and the deep breath that carries more than language can hold. My beloved child, you are not too much for me. Your story is not too heavy for me. Your past is not too complicated for me. Your questions are not too sharp for me. Your sorrow is not too deep for me. I form the depths of the sea, and I can hold the depths of your heart. You are my joy, not my obligation. You are my beloved, not my assignment. I do not stand near you because heaven forced me to care. I stand near because my love chose you before you ever knew how to choose me. I have called you by name. I have held you through seasons you barely survived. I have not changed my mind. My beloved child, even when you wandered, you were not unwanted. Even when you doubted, you were not discarded. Even when your faith felt thin, you were not removed from my care. A bruised reed I will not break, and a faintly burning wick I will not put out. I know how to protect a small flame until it becomes steady again. So let me love you where you are, not where you think you should be, not where you hope to be after you fix everything. Here, in this moment, with this heart, with these questions, with this unfinished healing, let my love touch the real place, because the places you hide from me are often the places most hungry for mercy. My beloved child, I do not call you a burden. I call you mine. I do not call your return an interruption. I call it homecoming. I do not call your weakness failure. I call it an invitation for my strength to rest upon you. I do not call your tears useless. I call them seen, gathered, and held before me. There are people who may not have known how to carry your heart. There are people who may have made you feel difficult when you were only wounded. There are moments when your need was met with silence, distance, or irritation. I know that has shaped the way you approach me, but I am not asking you to see me through the face of those who misunderstood you. Let me teach you who I am. I am gentle and lowly in heart, and in me your soul can find rest. I do not crush the one who comes tired. I do not shame the one who comes broken. I do not turn away the one who comes late. My beloved child, my arms have room. Rest in this truth. You have never been a burden to me. You are not loved less because you are healing slowly. You are not received less because you still need help. You are not held less because your heart sometimes trembles. You are mine, and my love is not fragile. But as you begin to rest in this love, you must also recognize the voices that try to steal it from you. Some lies sound almost true because pain taught them to speak with your own tone. They say you are too needy, too broken, too late, too far. Listen carefully, my beloved child. The next freedom begins inside your heart today when you reject the lies that sound like truth. My beloved child, the next freedom begins inside your heart today when you reject the lies that sound like truth. Some lies do not arrive with harshness at first. They come softly. They sound reasonable. They borrow the tone of your past. They repeat what pain once taught you until your heart begins to mistake their voice for wisdom. A lie can sound like protection. It can say, "Do not open again because you will only be hurt." It can say, do not hope again, because disappointment will return. It can say, do not trust my love too deeply, because you are too unstable, too needy, too broken, too far behind. My beloved child, those words may sound familiar, but they do not come from me. I do not speak over you with the voice of despair. I do not call you hopeless. I do not name you by your wound. I do not use your weakness as a reason to leave. When my truth enters, it may uncover what is false, but it does so to bring freedom, not shame. My truth opens prison doors. It does not build new ones around your soul. You must learn to examine what you have been agreeing with. Not every thought deserves a seat at the table of your heart. Not every feeling is a message from heaven. Not every memory has the right to define your future. Some thoughts are old chains trying to sound like identity. Some fears are old guards standing before doors I have already opened. My beloved child, when a thought says I can never change, bring it into my light. Ask if it agrees with my mercy. Ask if it carries hope. Ask if it leads you closer to me or further into hiding. A thought that drives you away from my presence is not my voice, no matter how convincing it feels in the moment. The enemy often uses half-truths. He reminds you of something that happened, but removes my grace from the story. He points to a mistake, but hides the cross. He points to delay, but hides my timing. He points to weakness, but hides my power. He points to loneliness, but hides my nearness. My beloved child, a half-truth without my love becomes a lie. Remember my son in the wilderness. The tempter came with words, suggestions, and twisted meanings. He tried to use hunger, timing, and identity against him. But my son did not answer with panic. He answered with what was written. He stood in truth, and the lie lost its place. This is how you must learn to stand. When the lie says you are alone, answer with truth. I am with you and will not forsake you. When the lie says you are condemned, answer with truth. There is mercy for the one who returns. When the lie says you are finished, answer with truth. I am making things new. When the lie says you are too weak, answer with truth. My strength rests in weakness. My beloved child, do not argue with darkness using your fear. Stand in my word. Speak what I have spoken. Even if your voice trembles, truth is still truth. A trembling voice can carry heaven when it agrees with me. You do not need to feel powerful before you reject the lie. You need to choose agreement with what is alive. There are lies that entered when you were young. Lies that came through rejection, neglect, comparison, failure, or words spoken carelessly over you. They told you that you were hard to love, easy to leave, not enough, too much, always behind, never chosen. My beloved child, those words may have shaped wounds, but they did not create your identity. I did. I formed you with intention. I knew you before others knew how to speak your name. I saw the days when you would feel unseen, and I still placed purpose within you. No careless word from people has more authority than my word over your life. No season of rejection can erase the name I call you by. So begin to separate the lie from your soul. You are not the fear that visits you. You are not the shame that speaks. You are not the failure that happened. You are not the wound that still aches. You are my beloved child. You are one I am healing. You are one I am leading. You are one I have not abandoned. This does not mean you deny reality. It means you refuse to let pain become your master. Yes, something hurt you. Yes, something disappointed you. Yes, you may still be healing, but none of that means my love has left you. None of that means your future is sealed by your sorrow. None of that means the story is over. My beloved child, lies lose power when they are brought into light. Hidden lies grow louder in secret. Spoken truth breaks their rhythm. So when the old sentence rises again, do not simply sit beneath it. Bring it to me. Say, Father, this thought is not life. Teach me what you say. Replace the voice of fear with the voice of truth. I will teach you patiently. Healing the mind is often a daily returning. You reject the lie today, and if it returns tomorrow, you reject it again. This is not failure. This is training. A heart that has been listening to fear for years learns truth through repetition, gentleness, and practice. I am not impatient with your learning. My beloved child, let my truth become louder than the accusation. Let my love become deeper than the wound. Let my promise become stronger than the memory. Do not let familiar lies lead you back into old rooms of shame when I am calling you into open fields of grace. You are allowed to say no to thoughts that dishonor what I am healing in you. You are allowed to refuse the voice that calls you by your past. You are allowed to stand up inside your own heart and say, that is not what my Father has spoken over me. Feelings can rise like weather over the soul. They can be strong in the morning and weaker by night. They can tell you that nothing has changed even while I am working beneath the surface. Do not build your identity on weather. Build it on the word that does not move. When fear comes, let it pass through my truth. When shame comes, let it meet my mercy. When confusion comes, let it bow before my peace. You are not required to believe every wave that touches you. You are called to stand on the rock that remains beneath every wave. I will hold you steady as you learn. Reject the lies that sound like truth. Reject them with my word. Reject them with prayer. Reject them by coming closer instead of hiding. And as those false voices lose authority, you will begin to hear the deeper truth that has been steady all along. My beloved child, your identity comes from my word, not your feelings. My beloved child, your identity comes from my word, not your feelings. Feelings can be loud, sudden, and convincing, but they are not the foundation I gave you to stand on. They can rise with the morning and fall before night. They can be touched by memories, by tiredness, by disappointment, by words someone spoke years ago. But my word remains steady. I know there are days when you feel unworthy. There are days when you feel forgotten behind weak, ashamed, or uncertain about who you are becoming. There are moments when one emotion enters your heart and begins to speak as if it owns the truth. My beloved child, do not hand your identity to something that changes with the wind. Your feelings matter to me. I do not dismiss them. I made you able to feel, to grieve, to rejoice, to long, to ache, to hope. But feelings were never meant to become your ruler. They can reveal where your heart needs care, but they cannot name who you are. Only my word has that authority. When shame says you are dirty, my word says you can be washed clean. When fear says you are abandoned, my word says I will never leave you. When regret says you are finished, my word says I make all things new. When weakness says you are useless, my word says my strength is made perfect in weakness. My beloved child, let truth answer what emotion cannot carry rightly. You have lived too long beneath names I never gave you. Failure, burden, problem, disappointment, too much, not enough, late, lost, unwanted. These names may have been spoken by people, repeated by pain, or carved slowly by experience, but they are not written by my hand. I call you beloved. I call you mine. I call you chosen. I call you redeemed. I call you a new creation. Remember Gideon. When he was hiding in fear, I called him a mighty warrior. He did not feel mighty. His circumstances did not look victorious. His own words were full of smallness, excuses, and uncertainty. But I did not call him by what fear had made him feel. I called him by what I placed within him. My beloved child, I speak to, who you are becoming, not only to what you currently feel. Do you see the difference? Feelings looked at Gideon and said, I am weak. My word looked at him and said, I am with you. Feelings looked at his family, his fear, his hiding place, and his lack. My word looked at the purpose I had already planted. And as he followed me, step by step, identity began to rise where fear had been sitting. So when you feel small, do not let smallness become your name. When you feel afraid, do not let fear become your identity. When you feel tired, do not call yourself defeated. When you feel guilty, do not call yourself condemned. Bring every feeling into my presence, and let my word tell you what is true. My beloved child, identity is not built by mood. It is built by belonging. You belong to me. Before your pain spoke, I knew you. Before your mistakes, I saw you. Before others approved or rejected you, I called you by name. You are not an accident wandering through time. You are a soul formed with intention and held in love. There is no condemnation for those who are in Christ. Let that truth enter the room where shame has been living. Condemnation says, hide. My mercy says, come. Condemnation says, you will always be what you did. My grace says, I am making you new. Condemnation shuts the door. My love opens it and calls you home. My beloved child, your past may explain some of your wounds, but it does not define your identity. Your feelings may reveal where healing is needed, but they do not decide your worth. Your weakness may show where you need my strength, but it does not disqualify you from my love. What I have spoken over you is higher than what has happened to you. Let my word become the mirror you trust. The world gives you many mirrors. Some show your failures, some show your age, your lack, your comparison, your rejection, your delay. Some mirrors are cracked by other people's opinions, but my word shows you through my heart. It shows you beloved, forgiven, called, guarded, and led. If you keep looking into the mirror of fear, you will see only what fear wants you to see. If you keep looking into the mirror of shame, you will see only what shame wants to repeat. Look into my word, my beloved child. Let it wash your mind. Let it steady your heart. Let it remind you that your deepest name is not wounded but beloved. Do not be troubled when truth feels slower than emotion. A lie may shout first because it is practiced in your mind for many seasons. But my truth is patient, and patient truth goes deeper than sudden fear. Keep returning, keep listening, keep placing your heart under what I have said. Little by little, the old label loses strength, and the name I gave you becomes the sound your soul recognizes as home again in my presence each day. This will take practice. I know the old feelings return quickly. I know the old names can sound strong, but each time they rise, bring them back under my truth. Say, Father, this is what I feel, but what have you spoken? Say, Father, my heart is afraid, but your word says you are with me. Say, Father, shame is loud, but your mercy is greater. My beloved child, I am not asking you to deny emotion. I am teaching you to disciple it. Let sadness come to me. Let fear come to me. Let anger come to me. Let confusion come to me. But do not let any of them sit on the throne that belongs to truth. I will teach your heart to feel without being ruled. There will be days when you feel strong and days when you do not. Days when prayer feels near and days when it feels quiet. Days when hope rises and days when tears return. Through all of them, my word does not change. My love does not change. My calling does not change. My promise does not change. You are mine on the days you feel close. You are mine on the days you feel weak. You are mine when you are confident, and you are mine when you tremble. My beloved child, your identity is not held together by your emotional strength. It is held by my unchanging love. Stand in that, rest in that, return to that. Let my word become the ground beneath your feet when feelings shift like weather above you. And as you begin to see yourself through what I have spoken, you will also begin to understand this next truth. I see what the world overlooks, and I have always noticed the hidden places where your faithful heart kept choosing me. My beloved child, I see what the world overlooks, and I have always noticed the hidden places where your faithful heart kept choosing me. I see the quiet obedience no one praised. I see the tears you wiped away. I see the moments you chose what was right, even when no one knew how much it cost you. The world often measures what is visible. It notices titles, applause, success, appearance, influence, and noise. It celebrates what can be counted, but I look deeper. I look at the heart. I look at the small, faithful yes that rises when no audience is watching. I look at the love that continues when recognition does not come. My beloved child, you have wondered if your life matters because so much of it has felt unseen. You have asked if the prayers you whisper in private reach anywhere. You have wondered if the kindness you gave, the burdens you carried, the patience you practiced, and the sacrifices you made were wasted because no one seemed to notice. I tell you now, nothing done with a sincere heart before me is forgotten. I saw when you chose gentleness while pain was still tender. I saw when you held your tongue instead of returning harm for harm. I saw when you kept serving while your own heart needed comfort. I saw when you prayed for someone who never understood your tears. I saw when you stayed faithful in ordinary days that looked small to everyone else. My beloved child, small does not mean meaningless. Hidden does not mean wasted. Quiet does not mean powerless. Some of my greatest work begins where no crowd is gathered. A seed is hidden before it bears fruit. Roots grow in darkness before a tree can stand in the open wind. Oil is formed through pressure before it becomes useful for light. I know what I am forming in secret. Remember David in the fields watching sheep while others were gathered inside. To human eyes, he was the youngest, the one left outside, the one not immediately considered. Yet I saw him there. I saw his heart when no throne was near. I saw his worship beneath open skies. I saw his courage before the lion. I saw the king forming in a shepherd's hidden place. When Samuel came to anoint the one I had chosen, human eyes looked first at what seemed impressive. But I said, that man looks at the outward appearance while I look at the heart. My beloved child, that truth has not changed. I am not confused by what people overlook. I am not limited by what they fail to recognize. I know how to call forward what has been hidden. You may feel like you are still in the field doing ordinary things, tending ordinary duties, carrying responsibilities that do not look spiritual or important, but I am with you there. I see the character being shaped. I see the patience being strengthened. I see the humility being formed. I see the way you are learning to trust me without needing to be seen by everyone. Do not despise the hidden field. Do not resent the quiet season. Do not call your life insignificant because it has not yet been displayed. I do some of my most careful work away from the crowd. If I am forming depth in you, do not rush to be noticed before your roots are strong enough to hold what I will later place upon you. My beloved child, I also see the small acts of love that you dismiss. A kind word, a quiet prayer, a meal prepared, a message sent, a burden shared, a gentle answer when harshness would have been easier, a decision to forgive again. These may look small to the world, but they are not small to me. Love done in my sight carries eternal weight. Do not believe the lie that only public victories matter. Heaven records hidden faithfulness. Heaven sees the cup of water given in love. Heaven sees the widow, the servant, the weary parent, the quiet intercessor, the one who keeps choosing light when darkness seems easier. I am not unjust to forget the love you have shown. My beloved child, if people overlooked you, I did not. If they misunderstood your motives, I did not. If they took your kindness for granted, I did not. If they never thanked you, I still saw the gift. If they never knew the battle behind your obedience, I still knew every step. Your reward is not held hostage by human recognition. Let this free you. You do not need to perform to be seen by me. You do not need to make your pain louder to prove it was real. You do not need to chase validation from those who cannot measure your heart rightly. Live before me. Walk with me. Let my seeing be enough to steady you when applause is absent. My beloved child, I am not only seeing your actions, I am seeing what they cost. I see the strength behind your patience. I see the grief behind your smile. I see the faith behind your continued prayer. I see the courage behind your return. I see the love behind your service. The world may see the surface, but I see the offering. There are hidden places in you that are precious to me. The place where you believe after disappointment. The place where you still want to forgive. The place where you still long for purity, peace. The place where you still whisper my name when everything else feels uncertain. My beloved child, I see that flame even when it feels small to you. Do not compare your calling to someone else's stage. Do not measure your obedience by another person's visibility. I prepare each child differently. Some are shaped in public. Some are shaped in silence. Some are called forward quickly. Some are strengthened through long hidden seasons. None of this means I have forgotten you. It means I am faithful to form you in the way your purpose requires. One day, you will understand why I noticed what others missed. You will see that the hidden prayers were not empty, the quiet choices were not useless, and the ordinary days were not outside my design. I was gathering, shaping, strengthening, and teaching you to live for my eyes above every other gaze. So take courage, my beloved child. I see you. I see your heart. I see the faith. No one clapped for the obedience. No one understood, and the love no one rewarded. Keep walking. Keep choosing what is right. Keep giving me your sincere yes. And as you become steady in the truth that I see what the world overlooks, I will also begin to call you beyond what has become familiar. Hidden faithfulness is not meant to keep you small forever. It prepares you to move when I speak. My beloved child, soon I will ask you to step out beyond the familiar, not because you are ready in your own strength, but because I have been preparing you in secret all along. My beloved child, soon I will ask you to step out beyond the familiar, not because you are ready in your own strength, but because I have been preparing you in secret all along. The hidden place was not meant to become your permanent home. It was a place of formation. And now I am teaching your heart how to move when my voice calls. I know the familiar feels safe, even when it is small, even when it is uncomfortable, even when it no longer gives life. it can still feel easier than the unknown. You know its walls. You know its patterns. You know what to expect from the old road. But my beloved child, safety that keeps you from obedience can slowly become a quiet prison. I am not calling you out to abandon you. I am calling you out so you can discover that my presence is not limited to what you already understand. I am with you in the room where you prayed in secret, and I will be with you on the waters where your feet must learn to trust me differently. Remember Peter in the boat. The wind was strong, the night was uncertain, and the water did not look like a place where a human foot could stand. Yet my son spoke one word, "Come." That word did not remove the waves before Peter moved. It gave him a reason to step beyond what seemed possible. My beloved child, sometimes my call will not arrive with every condition already settled. The wind may still be moving, the questions may still be present, the people around you may not understand. Your emotion may tremble. But when I am the one calling, the safest place is not always the boat. The safest place is obedience with me. You have stayed in certain boats for a long time. The boat of old identity, the boat of familiar fear, the boat of people-pleasing, the boat of delay, the boat of saying one day when I am stronger, the boat of waiting for perfect certainty. My beloved child, I see why you stayed. I know what made the boat feel necessary, but I also know when the boat has become too small for the faith I am awakening. Do not confuse comfort with peace. Comfort often asks nothing from you. Peace can walk with you into new territory. Comfort may keep your heart asleep. Peace strengthens your heart to obey. Comfort says, stay where nothing challenges you. Peace says, I am with you even when the next step stretches you. My beloved child, stepping out does not always mean changing everything at once. Sometimes it means having the honest conversation you have avoided. Sometimes it means beginning the prayer again. Sometimes it means releasing a relationship that keeps pulling you away from truth. Sometimes it means accepting the assignment that feels larger than your ability. Sometimes it means forgiving, resting, speaking, moving, or simply saying yes. I will not shame slow steps. I do not despise trembling obedience. Peter did not step out as a perfect man. He stepped out as a man responding to my son. His faith had questions, but it still moved. That movement mattered. And even when fear interrupted him and he began to sink, my son reached for him immediately. Do you see my heart? I am not calling you beyond the familiar so I can watch you fail. I am calling you because I know how to hold you when your faith wavers. I know how to lift you if fear pulls your eyes from me. I know how to turn a trembling step into a testimony of my nearness. My beloved child, you may fear that if you step out, you will lose what little stability you have. But much of what you call stability has been built around avoiding pain, avoiding risk, avoiding trust, and avoiding disappointment. I am not asking you to become reckless. I am asking you to become responsive. There is a difference. Recklessness moves without listening. Faith moves because it has heard my voice. So listen. Do not move because pressure pushes you. Do not move because comparison shames you. Do not move because fear says time is running out. Move because my peace is guiding you. Move because truth has become clear. Move because your heart recognizes my call beneath the trembling. My beloved child, the familiar may accuse you when you begin to leave it. Old patterns may ask who you think you are. Old fears may remind you of every time you tried and fell. Old voices may tell you to return to what is known. But I want you to answer with trust. I belong to the one who calls me forward. I am not walking alone. I am held by the Lord who sees the path ahead. Think also of the Israelites standing at the Jordan. The water did not part while they watched from a distance. The priests had to step forward carrying the ark, and as their feet touched the water, the way opened. My beloved child, there are openings that appear only as you obey. There are paths you will not see while you remain standing on the bank. This is why I keep drawing you beyond familiar ground, not to frighten you, but to teach you that my faithfulness moves with you. You will never know the strength of my hand in a new place if you refuse to leave the place where you have stopped growing. You will never know the provision prepared ahead if you keep clinging to yesterday's shelter. My beloved child, I have more for you than survival. I have a life of deeper trust, wider love, stronger peace, and clearer purpose. But to receive more, you must release the belief that the familiar is always safer than my voice. I am the shepherd. I know where green pastures are found. I know the way through valleys. I know the door no one else can see. Step out beyond the familiar. Not with pride, not with panic, not to prove yourself. Step out with your eyes on me. Step out with a listening heart. Step out with prayer on your lips. Step out knowing that even if your knees shake, my hand is steady. Do not wait until every fear is silent before you obey. Fear may still whisper, but my voice can be stronger. Doubt may still ask questions, but my presence can steady your feet. What matters is not whether the wind exists. What matters is whether your heart keeps looking toward the one who called you with deep trust. And as you step, you will learn something that will free you from the pressure of trying to create victory by yourself. The power is not in your perfect confidence. The power is not in your flawless courage. The power is not in your ability to control the waves. My beloved child, the victory does not begin in you. It begins in me, the one who called you, holds you, and walks with you beyond what you once knew. My beloved child, the victory does not begin in you. It begins in me, the one who called you, holds you, and walks with you beyond what you once knew. I know you have tried to be strong enough. I know you have carried the pressure of believing that everything depends on your ability to endure, decide, resist, and rise. But listen closely. You were never meant to become your own source. When I call you forward, I do not ask you to manufacture victory from your own heart. I ask you to abide in the victory already held in mine. Your courage is not the root. My faithfulness is the root. Your obedience matters, but obedience is not a lonely burden. It is your response to the life I am already placing within you. My beloved child, you may feel weak, but weakness does not frighten me. You may feel uncertain, but uncertainty does not confuse me. You may feel surrounded, but nothing surrounds you more completely than my presence. The battle may press against you, but it cannot change who I am. I do not become smaller because your storm becomes louder. There is a hidden pride in believing you must win everything alone. It may not feel like pride. It may feel like responsibility, survival, maturity, or protection. But when you carry what belongs to me, your soul becomes exhausted. Let me release you from the belief that victory requires you to be flawless. Victory begins when you stop standing on yourself and begin standing in me. Remember Jehoshaphat when a great army came against him. The threat was real. The fear was real. The people did not pretend they had enough strength. They turned their faces toward me and said they did not know what to do, but their eyes were on me. My beloved child, that is faith. Not pretending you have answers, not acting fearless, looking to me when your own strength has reached its limit. I told them that the battle was not theirs, but mine. I did not say there was no battle. I said the ownership of the battle belonged to me. Do you understand the difference? You may still have to stand. You may still have to show up. You may still have to obey. But the weight of victory rests in my hands, not yours. Then they worshipped before they saw the outcome. They praised before the field looked different. They trusted before evidence arrived. And as they lifted their hearts toward me, I moved in ways they could not have produced. My beloved child, worship is not denial. Worship is alignment. It says, Father, the problem is real, but you are greater. You have been trying to solve some things by rehearsing fear. You have been trying to overcome some battles by thinking about them endlessly. You have been trying to secure your future by imagining every possible danger, but fear cannot create freedom. Overthinking cannot create peace. Control cannot create true victory. Only life in me can bring the kind of victory your soul needs. My beloved child, victory does not always look like immediate change outside you. Sometimes victory begins when panic loses its throne. Sometimes victory begins when you pray instead of collapse. Sometimes victory begins when you forgive without returning to the chain. Sometimes victory begins when you refuse the lie, even while your feelings still tremble. Sometimes victory begins as a quiet yes that heaven sees. Do not despise quiet victory. The world often looks for dramatic signs, but I often begin in hidden places. A heart choosing trust is victory. A mind returning to truth is victory. A wounded soul refusing bitterness is victory. A tired child coming back to prayer is victory. My beloved child, I see victories others cannot measure. When my son rose from the grave, victory was not an idea. It became the foundation of everything new. Death did not have the final word. Darkness did not keep the final claim. The sealed stone could not hold back my life. And because he lives, you do not fight toward uncertainty. You stand in a life that has already overcome. This is why you must stop speaking as though defeat is your inheritance. You are not fighting to earn my love. You are not striving to become acceptable. You are not trying to prove that I should stay with you. I have already loved you. I have already called you. I have already made a way. Your victory begins in receiving what I have done. My beloved child, there will be moments when you must resist temptation. There will be moments when old patterns call your name. There will be moments when fear tries to pull you back into the familiar. But you do not resist from emptiness. You resist from union with me. You stand because I hold you. You overcome because my spirit strengthens what your flesh cannot sustain. Say this slowly when the battle feels heavy. Father, this is too much for me, but it is not too much for you. Father, I do not have the strength, but you are my strength. Father, I do not know the way, but you are my shepherd. Father, I cannot create victory, but I can stand in the victory you have given. My beloved child, I am not asking you to ignore responsibility. I am asking you to carry it rightly. Do the next faithful thing. Speak truth. Pray. Forgive. Leave what is harmful. Return to what is holy. But do all of it from rest in me, not panic in yourself. A branch bears fruit by remaining connected to the vine. Your life bears victory by remaining connected to me. If you fall, come back. If fear rises, come closer. If your courage feels small, place it in my hands. I do not abandon the child who needs help learning to stand. I train you with patience. I strengthen you with mercy. I remind you again and again that my power is made perfect in weakness. My beloved child, victory begins in me, not in you. Let that truth breathe through your tired places. You do not need to be the source. You need to stay near the source. You do not need to carry the crown of triumph by human force. You need to let my life fill you until your steps begin to reflect what my grace has already secured. Even the small breath you take after prayer can be a sign that my strength is entering again. Do not miss those quiet beginnings. I often plant triumph as peace before I reveal it, as visible change within your daily walk with me. And as this truth settles, I will show you something even deeper. The victory I give is not only for your battles, it reaches your identity. It changes the name you live from. It calls you out of old chains and into a new life. My beloved child, you are not merely helped by me. You are redeemed into a new identity, and that is where the next door of freedom begins. My beloved child, you are not merely helped by me. You are redeemed into a new identity, and that is where the next door of freedom begins. I do not only strengthen you for battles, I also call you out of the old name that shame tried to place upon you. I do not only lift you when you fall, I teach you to live as one who belongs to light. You are not the sum of what happened to you. You are not the worst moment of your past. You are not the failure that still echoes in your memory. You are not the wound someone left behind. You are not the label people gave when they did not understand your story. My beloved child, you are mine. Redemption is more than rescue from danger. It is the restoring of who you were created to be. It is my love entering the place where bondage spoke loudly and saying, "This child belongs to me." It is my mercy standing before accusation and declaring that the past does not own the future. It is my grace placing a new garment over a soul that thought it would always wear shame. I know you have carried old names for a long time. Broken, guilty, unclean, forgotten, unworthy, too late, too damaged. Some of those names came from others. Some came from painful seasons. Some came from your own disappointment in yourself. But none of them came from my heart. I did not create you to live under names that drain life from your spirit. My beloved child, when I redeem, I do not cover the old wound lightly and pretend it was never there. I go to the root. I break the claim of darkness. I wash what shame tried to stain. I restore dignity where humiliation once stood. I call you forward with a name that carries life. If anyone is in Christ, the old has passed away, and the new has come. Let that truth move slowly through you. New does not mean you never remember. New means the memory no longer has authority to define you. New means what once ruled you must now bow before my mercy. New means you are no longer chained to the story sin, fear, or sorrow tried to write. Remember Saul, who once moved with anger and blindness, believing he was right while walking in deep error. He was feared by many, known for harm, and marked by a past that seemed impossible to redeem. Yet on the road, my light interrupted him. My voice called him. His direction changed. The one known by his old way became a vessel of grace, and many would later know him as Paul. My beloved child, do you see? I am not limited by a person's former path. I can meet a soul in error and turn it toward purpose. I can take a life that others only remember for what went wrong and make it a testimony of what grace can do. I can interrupt darkness with light and turn a hardened road into a holy calling. This does not excuse the past. It transforms the future. Redemption does not deny truth. It brings truth into my mercy until shame loses its throne. You can be honest about what happened and still refuse to let it be your identity. You can confess weakness and still receive my strength. You can acknowledge sin and still receive forgiveness. My beloved child, humility opens the door that shame tries to lock. Do not keep punishing yourself for what I am calling you to surrender. Do not carry chains I have broken. Do not keep rehearsing accusations that my mercy has answered. When the sun sets you free, you are truly free. Freedom does not mean you feel fearless immediately. It means the authority of the old master has been broken. Now learn to walk as one who is free. At first, freedom may feel unfamiliar. A bird released from a cage may still hesitate at the open air. A heart released from shame may still reach for old hiding places. Be patient with the process, but do not return to the cage. My beloved child, I will teach you how to live in the open space of grace. Your new identity must become the place from which you speak, pray, choose, and rest. Do not say, I am abandoned when I have called you mine. Do not say, I am ruined when I am restoring you. Do not say, I am beyond help when my hand is already reaching. Do not say, I am only my past when I have written mercy over your future. Let my word rename the rooms inside you. Where shame wrote rejected, let my love write chosen. Where fear wrote unsafe, let my presence write held. Where grief wrote finished, let my promise write still becoming. Where sin wrote condemned, let my cross write forgiven. Where weakness wrote useless, let my spirit write available. My beloved child, redemption is not only something you believe in your mind, it becomes a daily way of walking. It changes what you return to when you stumble. It changes how you speak to yourself in the dark. It changes what you allow to define you. It changes how you stand before people who only remember your old chapter. You do not need to convince everyone that you are new. Walk with me. Let the fruit grow. Let peace mature. Let obedience take root. Let kindness deepen. Let the quiet transformation speak in time. A redeemed life does not need to shout to be real. It simply keeps walking in the light. There may be voices that keep calling you by who you were. Let them speak if they must. You do not belong to their memory. You belong to my word. There may be moments when you still feel like the old version of yourself. Bring that feeling to me, but do not crown it. I am the one who names you. Do not rush past this gift. Sit with it until your soul believes it more deeply than the accusation. Let redemption become the song under every prayer, the ground beneath every step, and the quiet confidence that rises when old shame tries to return again today. My beloved child, receive this. You are redeemed. You are washed. You are called. You are not standing outside my house waiting to be tolerated. You are welcomed as my own. I have placed a robe of grace over you, a ring of belonging upon you, and a song of mercy around you. Walk like one who has been brought home, and as you begin to live from this new identity, I will draw even closer to the quiet places within you. I know the dreams you have hidden because hope once felt dangerous. I know the fears you have buried because speaking them felt too vulnerable. I know the small desires you have dismissed as impossible. My beloved child, I know the hidden dreams and fears within you, and none of them are hidden from my love. My beloved child, I know the hidden dreams and fears within you, and none of them are hidden from my love. I know the desires you have carried quietly, the ones you hardly speak because disappointment taught you to be careful. I know the fears you bury beneath ordinary words, the trembling questions you push down because you do not want anyone to see how much they matter. You may think these hidden places are too small for my attention, but nothing within you is too small for me. I know the hope that still glows beneath your caution. I know the dream you almost surrendered because it seemed delayed. I know the longing to be healed, to be understood, to be useful, to be loved without fear. My beloved child, I know the whole landscape of your heart. You have learned to protect certain dreams by pretending you do not care. You have told yourself it is safer not to want too much. You have smiled while quietly lowering your expectations. You have said, perhaps it is not for me, when deep inside a tender part of you still wondered whether my hand could make a way. I saw that moment. I heard what you did not say. My beloved child, I also know the fears you hide. The fear that you will be disappointed again. The fear that you are too late. The fear that people will leave when they see the real you. The fear that your weakness will be exposed. The fear that you heard me wrong. The fear that hope will make you vulnerable again. I know them, and I do not shame you for having them. Fear does not make you unspiritual. It shows me where your heart needs my nearness. Hidden dreams do not make you selfish. They show me where life is still reaching toward light. Bring both to me. Bring the hope and the fear. Bring the desire and the hesitation. Bring the dream and the reason you stopped speaking it. Remember Hagar in the wilderness. She felt unseen, unwanted, and alone. She was carrying pain that others had created, and the desert around her seemed to confirm that no one cared. Yet I met her there. I spoke to her in the place where she thought she had been forgotten. She called me the God who sees. My beloved child, I am still the God who sees. I see you in the places where you feel pushed aside. I see you when you feel like your story is too complicated for others to understand. I see you when you walk through dry places and wonder if your future has become a closed sky. I see you when your dream feels like a small seed buried under years of waiting. You are not invisible to me. My beloved child, I do not only see the fear, I see the purpose beneath it. I do not only see the wound, I see the healing I can bring. I do not only see the silence, I hear the prayer beneath it. I do not only see the dream, I see the way it can be purified, strengthened, and used for my glory in the right season. Some dreams need to be healed before they can be carried. Some desires need to be placed in my hands so they no longer control your peace. Some fears need to be brought into my light so they stop ruling from the shadows. I am not asking you to bury your inner life. I am inviting you to surrender it to the one who knows how to tend it gently. My beloved child, not every hidden dream is meant to unfold exactly as you imagined. I love you too much to give you what would harm you, but I also love you too much to let fear bury what I planted. Trust me with the difference. I know what must be released, what must be refined, what must wait, and what must rise. Do not be afraid to let me examine the dreams you keep locked away. I will not mock them. I will not crush what is tender. I may reshape them, but only with love. I may redirect them, but never to make your life smaller. I may ask you to wait, but waiting in my hands is not rejection. It is preparation with purpose. My beloved child, your fears often speak as if they are protecting you, but many of them are only keeping you from receiving. Fear says, do not ask, do not hope, do not try, do not open, do not believe. My love says, bring it here. Let me hold it. Let me teach you how to hope without being ruled by outcome. You can tell me the truth. You can say, Father, I am afraid. Father, I still want this. Father, I do not know whether this desire is from you. Father, I am tired of hiding what I carry. I will not turn away from such honesty. Honest prayer is a doorway where my light enters deeply. My beloved child, I have placed treasures within you that are still unfolding. There are gifts you have not fully understood. There is compassion formed through tears. There is wisdom formed through waiting. There is courage forming beneath trembling. There is a testimony being shaped where you thought only delay existed. Do not call yourself empty, because everything has not yet appeared. I know the dream that still makes your heart ache. I know the fear that still wakes you in quiet moments. I know the hope you protect and the disappointment you remember. Let me be near to all of it. Let me speak over it. Let me separate what is from fear, what is from pain, and what is from my spirit. As you open these hidden rooms to me, you will begin to learn that vulnerability before me is not danger. It is healing. You do not become weaker by being honest with me. You become more free. The part of you that trembles in my presence is not rejected. It is where my tenderness can rest. Do not measure those hidden places by how confident they feel. A seed does not feel strong while it is covered by soil, yet life is working where no eye can see. A prayer can tremble and still reach me. A hope can be small and still be alive. A heart can be afraid and still be moving toward faith. I know how to nurture what is fragile until it becomes steady enough to stand in the light. I do this with patience, never with harsh pressure. My beloved child, I know the hidden dreams and fears within you. I see them without confusion, without impatience, and without judgment. Place them in my hands. Let me breathe peace over what fear has guarded. Let me awaken what hope has almost forgotten. Let me lead you into the next truth. The weakness you are afraid to reveal is not the place where I leave you. It is the place where my power rests. My beloved child, the weakness you are afraid to reveal is not the place where I leave you. It is the place where my power rests. I know you would rather bring me your strength, your confidence, your finished answers, and the part of you that seems steady. But I am not only present in what looks strong, I am deeply present where you feel unable, exposed, and in need. You have spent much of your life trying to hide weakness. You learned to keep your voice steady when your heart was shaking. You learned to say you were fine when you were tired. You learned to carry things alone because you feared that needing help would make you less worthy of love. My beloved child, I saw all of that, and I never called it your identity. Weakness does not disqualify you from my presence. Weakness invites you to know my presence differently. When your own strength ends, you begin to discover that mine has not even begun to fade. When your plans reach their limit, you begin to see that my wisdom is still wide, patient, and alive. When your courage feels small, my hand can still hold you steady. My beloved child, do not despise the places where you feel fragile. A cracked vessel can still carry precious oil. A trembling voice can still speak truth. A tired heart can still receive grace. A wounded life can still become a place where my light shines through. I have never required you to be unbroken before I use you. I ask you to be surrendered. Remember Paul, who pleaded for the thorn to be removed. He wanted relief. He wanted the weakness lifted. Yet I answered him with a truth that has carried many weary hearts. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. My beloved child, I did not say, my power appears only after weakness disappears. I said my power is made perfect there. This means your weakness is not wasted when it is placed in my hands. The place that humbles you can become the place that keeps you close. The limitation that frustrates you can become the doorway where dependence grows. The struggle that makes you aware of your need can become the very place where my grace becomes real, not as an idea but as daily bread. Do not think I delight in your pain. I do not. I am tender toward you, but I know how to enter weakness with strength that does not crush comfort, that does not shame and mercy, that does not run out. I do not come to mock your trembling. I come to rest upon it until you learn that you are held. My beloved child, there is a kind of strength the world teaches that must always appear certain, always appear capable, always appear unshaken. But my kingdom reveals another strength, the strength of a surrendered soul, the strength that says, Father, I cannot do this without you, the strength that kneels before it stands, the strength that knows dependence is not failure, it is relationship. You are an earthen vessel carrying treasure that did not begin with you. This is why you do not need to pretend the vessel is made of gold. The treasure is mine, the glory is mine, the sustaining power is mine. When people see you endure with grace, rise after falling, forgive after pain, and hope after sorrow, they will know something greater than human strength is carrying you. My beloved child, stop calling your need a shameful thing. Need brought to me becomes prayer. Weakness brought to me becomes fellowship. Tears brought to me become holy conversation. Fear brought to me becomes the place where courage is formed slowly. I do not turn away from what you bring honestly. I receive it, cover it, and begin to work within it. Perhaps you have said, I am not strong enough for what is ahead. Perhaps you have whispered, I am too tired, too uncertain, too wounded, too ordinary. But I say to you, my strength is not waiting for you to become impressive. My strength comes to the humble. My strength fills the open. My strength rests where pride has stopped pretending. Remember Moses when he felt unable to speak. He saw his limitation more clearly than he saw my calling. He asked how he could stand before Pharaoh. Yet I did not remove my purpose because he felt weak. I promised my presence. I provided what was needed. I showed him that the calling depended on my authority, not his confidence. So it is with you. You may see what you lack, but I see what my presence can do through your surrendered life. You may count your fears, but I count my faithfulness. You may focus on the trembling, but I am looking at the obedience that can rise even while trembling remains. My beloved child, you do not need to wait until weakness disappears before you move with me. Sometimes you will take the next step while still feeling small. Sometimes you will speak truth while still needing comfort. Sometimes you will serve while still healing. Sometimes you will pray while still carrying questions. This does not make your faith false. It makes your faith honest. Bring me the weak place instead of hiding it. Say, Father, here is where I feel unable. Here is where fear speaks loudly. Here is where I feel exposed. Here is where I need your grace. I will meet you there. I will not shame you for needing me. I will teach you that needing me is the doorway into strength that cannot be manufactured. My beloved child, my power resting on weakness does not always feel dramatic. Sometimes it feels like enough strength to rise today, enough patience to answer gently, enough courage to refuse the old lie, enough hope to pray again, enough peace to sleep after a long season of worry. Do not ignore small measures of grace. They are signs that I am sustaining you. Let weakness lead you closer, not farther away. Let it soften you, not harden you. Let it teach you compassion for others who are tired. Let it keep you humble when doors open. Let it remind you that every good thing in you is being held by my mercy. Nothing in your life is too plain for my attention, and nothing in your weakness is too fragile for my care, because I am forming strength in places you once believed were only evidence of lack, delay, and fear before me. The weakness you feared is not the end of your story. It is one of the places where I am making my nearness known. My power rests there not because you are failing, but because you are learning to depend on me more deeply. And as you learn this, you will begin to see that even your ordinary days matter. Your quiet mornings, your small choices, your hidden obedience, and your daily endurance are all part of a sacred design I have been weaving with love. My beloved child, your quiet mornings, your small choices, your hidden obedience, and your daily endurance are all part of a sacred design I have been weaving with love. Do not think that only the dramatic moments matter to me. Do not believe that your life becomes meaningful only when others notice it, applaud it, or call it important. I am present in the ordinary. I am with you in the tasks that repeat the prayers whispered while you work the kindness offered, when no one thanks you, the patience practiced in rooms where no one sees. My beloved child, your days may feel simple, but simplicity does not make them empty. When a heart walks with me, even ordinary ground becomes holy. You may look at your life and wonder if anything significant is happening. You wake, you carry responsibilities, you answer needs, you handle problems, you try to keep going. And sometimes the days feel so alike that you wonder whether purpose has passed you by. But I see more than the surface of your routine. I see the character being formed beneath it. Every small yes matters. Every honest prayer matters. Every choice to stay faithful when it would be easier to drift matters. Every time you choose gentleness instead of irritation, truth instead of pretending, prayer instead of panic, trust instead of bitterness, something sacred is being shaped within you. My beloved child, I do not waste daily faithfulness. Remember Ruth. Her story did not begin with a stage, a crown, or a loud announcement. It began with grief, loyalty, and a road she did not fully understand. She followed Naomi into an unfamiliar land, choosing faithfulness in a season where her future looked uncertain. She gathered grain in a field, doing humble work one handful at a time. To others it may have looked ordinary. To me it was part of redemption unfolding. Ruth did not know that the field held a door. She did not know that her quiet obedience was being woven into a story larger than her sorrow. She simply kept walking, kept serving, kept choosing love. My beloved child, many sacred designs are hidden inside ordinary obedience. You may not see what I am arranging while you are gathering small pieces of faith, but I see the whole field. Do not despise the place where your hands are busy and your heart is learning. Do not despise the slow work. Do not despise the days when no miracle seems visible. Seeds grow slowly before harvest appears. Bread rises quietly before it is shared. A lamp is filled before it gives light through the night. I know what I am preparing through your ordinary days. My beloved child, your life is not outside my attention because it feels repetitive. I am not absent from dishes washed, calls answered, burdens carried, work completed, children cared for, promises kept, forgiveness chosen, and prayers whispered under your breath. I am there. I see the holiness of a heart that keeps choosing me inside common moments. Sometimes you look for purpose only in what feels large, but I often build purpose through what feels small. A gentle answer can change the atmosphere of a home. A quiet act of integrity can guard your soul. A hidden prayer can shift what your eyes cannot see. A simple word of encouragement can become bread for someone who is starving for hope. My beloved child, do not call small what I can fill with life. You may never know how many times your faithfulness has mattered. You may not see who was strengthened because you continued. You may not see what was protected because you obeyed. You may not see what was planted because you loved when it was difficult. But I know. I keep record not with cold calculation but with fatherly delight. Do not measure your days only by visible progress. Some days are root days. Some days are pruning days. Some days are watering days. Some days are resting days. Some days are simply days of remaining. All of them can belong to my design when your heart remains near to me. My beloved child, ordinary does not mean accidental. The place where you are, the people near you, the lessons being repeated, the responsibilities in your hands, and the quiet longing in your heart are not random pieces scattered without meaning. I know how to weave what seems disconnected into purpose. I know how to use even delay to deepen you. Think of the widow who gave 2 small coins. Others gave what looked larger, but I saw her heart. I saw the trust hidden inside what appeared small. Heaven measures differently. I do not look only at size. I look at surrender. I look at love. I look at what was given from the depths of the heart. So give me your ordinary days. Give me your morning decisions. Give me your tired evenings. Give me your small duties and hidden dreams. Give me the parts of your life you think are too plain to be holy. I will breathe meaning into them. I will teach you to walk with me not only in mountaintop moments but in the quiet path of daily faith. My beloved child, you do not need to escape your life to find sacred purpose. You need to invite me into the life you are living. Let me stand with you in the kitchen, the workplace, the car, the quiet room, the long wait, the simple conversation. Let me become the presence that turns routine into fellowship and duty into love. There will come a day when you look back and see threads you could not see before. You will see how one small obedience led to another. One hidden prayer strengthened another choice. One ordinary season prepared a greater door. One quiet act of trust became part of a testimony. I have been weaving with more care than you realized. My beloved child, your ordinary days are part of a sacred design. Live them with me. Do not rush past them. Do not curse them as meaningless. Do not compare them to someone else's visible story. Walk faithfully where I have placed you, and let my love fill what seems small. Do not think you are behind because your season looks quiet. Quiet soil can hold living seed. Quiet years can form faithful roots. Quiet service can carry eternal weight. I am not rushing the design, and I am not overlooking the pace of your growth. When you walk with me through the unnoticed hours, you are learning communion. You are learning steadiness. You are learning to trust that my presence is enough even before the larger picture is revealed. This is holy to me, and it will bear fruit in my appointed time soon. And as this truth settles over your heart, I want to bring you into the final rest of this message. After every call, every battle, every step, and every hidden day, I do not ask you to come polished or perfect. I ask you to come as you are and rest in my love. My beloved child, after every call, every battle, every step, and every hidden day, I do not ask you to come polished or perfect. I ask you to come as you are and rest in my love. Bring the real heart, not the edited one. Bring the tired faith, the unfinished prayer, the quiet hope, and the questions still waiting for peace. You have walked through much in this message. You have heard me knock at the door of your heart. You have stood at a sacred crossroads. You have learned to choose the voice that carries life, to reject lies, to remember your identity, to stand in the unseen battle, to step beyond the familiar, and to trust that even ordinary days belong to my design. Now, my beloved child, breathe. Let your soul stop running for a moment. I did not bring you through all these words so that you would leave carrying more pressure. I brought you here so you would know that My love is still open, still near, still patient, and still strong enough to hold all of you. Come as you are. Come with the places you still do not understand. Come with the ache that returns at unexpected moments. Come with the joy you are afraid to trust. Come with the weakness you once tried to hide. Come with the part of you that wants to believe but still trembles when the future feels uncertain. I do not ask you to remove your scars before entering my presence. I touch scars. I do not ask you to silence your tears before sitting with me. I understand tears. I do not ask you to become impressive before receiving my love. My love is not a reward for performance. It is the home your soul was created to return to. Remember Mary sitting at the feet of my Son while Martha was troubled by many things. Martha was loved and her service mattered. Yet Mary chose the one thing needed the place of listening, receiving, and resting near him. My beloved child, there are moments when the most faithful thing you can do is stop striving and sit close enough to be loved. You have been troubled by many things: responsibilities, memories, expectations, fears, delays, the desire to be better than you feel, the pressure to understand every season, the pain of trying to appear strong when your heart wanted to lean. I have seen it all. Now I invite you to choose the better portion, not by escaping life, but by resting in me within it. Rest does not mean you stop growing. It means you stop growing from fear. Rest does not mean you stop obeying. It means obedience begins from love instead of panic. Rest does not mean you ignore the battle. It means you remember the battle is not stronger than the one who holds you. My beloved child, I am gentle with your becoming. I do not rush the flower before its season. I do not shame the seed because it is still beneath the soil. I do not condemn the dawn because it is not yet noon. I know how growth unfolds. I know how healing deepens. I know how trust is formed little by little in the hidden places of the heart. So let my love slow you down where fear has hurried you. Let my peace quiet the accusations that have been circling your mind. Let my mercy answer the old voice that says you are too late, too broken, too much, or not enough. Those names are not yours. You are my beloved child. If you have wandered, come home. If you have hidden, come into the light. If you have grown numb, let me awaken your heart gently. If you have been striving to prove your worth, lay that burden down. I already know your worth. I gave my love before you knew how to ask for it. The prodigal son did not return to a locked door. He returned to a father running with compassion. Let that image settle over you. I am not waiting with folded arms and cold eyes. I am waiting with mercy that moves toward you before your words are complete. I do not receive you with reluctance. I receive you with joy. My beloved child, rest in my love does not mean every problem disappears tonight. It means you are no longer alone inside the problem. It means your heart has a refuge. It means your tears have a place. It means your future is held by hands stronger than your fear. It means even when you do not know what comes next, you know who walks with you. You can return to this truth tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. My love will not expire. My patience will not run dry. My presence will not become distant because you need me again. Come again. Listen again. Open again. Rest again. This is not a single moment. This is the life I am inviting you to live. Let this prayer rise within you. Father, I come as I am. I lay down the mask, the fear, the shame, and the striving. Teach me to rest in your love. Teach me to hear your voice. Teach me to walk in truth. Teach me to live as one who is chosen, redeemed, seen, and held. I receive that prayer, my beloved child. I am near. I am faithful. I am not finished with you. The door of my love remains open. The light of my truth remains steady. The work of my grace continues, even in places you cannot yet see. Do not miss this, not because I threaten you, but because I love you. Do not miss the invitation to return. Do not miss the peace that is waiting when you stop hiding. Do not miss the life that begins when your heart opens. Only you can open this place within you, and I am still here knocking with love. When the video ends and the room grows quiet, do not leave this truth behind like sound that fades. Carry it into your next breath. Carry it into the message you answer the meal. You prepare the work, you return to the night when thoughts become loud again. My love is not only for this moment. My presence walks into your ordinary life, turning simple places into places of meeting, healing, and steady remembrance. I will be there, patient, faithful, and near to you, always, each day. If this message has touched your heart, stay close to this place of prayer and encouragement. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this message with someone who needs to remember that they are not forgotten by God. Let this channel be a quiet place where your heart returns to truth. My beloved child, come as you are and rest in my love. You are not abandoned. You are not unseen. You are not beyond healing. You are mine, and my love will remain with you through every step, every season, and every tomorrow I lead you into with grace.